From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible great details about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. We'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal signed sealed. And you'll hear breaking news today, said earlier today, from Joe Biden's chief of staff about what's going on with the recon. And guess what? It's deliciousness, and it's everything that's been confirmed on this channel. Then we cut to the big news as the #1 guy in DC for your MSCs is flexing his muscles. His name is Bernie Sanders, and we're going to go over why the deliciousness of these MSCs is heating up. Then we'll cut to the questions you've had about unemployment benefits and what that means for the big money you can get right now. Not $5,000, not $10,000, as one of the biggest recipients of money from this channel, who got over $80,000 now reports he's gotten his neighbors an additional massive sum of money. I'll go over all these incredible sums of money as we go into the big details, starting right now, right here, on a big Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful day across the land, and I'm so excited you join me for this big fourth stimulus check update of 2021 with breaking news from D.C. as Joe Biden's chief of staff speaks out about the fourth stimulus recall. We'll go over all the incredible details of that in this recording direct from Santa Monica this Labor Day weekend. I hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. Then we cut into the deliciousness as one viewer who got $80,000 of his channel now got his neighbors in less than a week $100,000. We're going to go over this incredible sums of money that Purple Hawks are pouncing. We're going to go over what's happening with unemployment benefits. We'll be going over what's happening with Bernie Sanders and what's going to go over with those MSCs. So much deliciousness, and it's all game-changing. It's only happening here because this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week, financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto, and then evenings LALATE. If you're new finding this channel, let me tell you what we do on this channel. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, financial news across the board. No financial news channel is 24/7 except LALATE. Number two, this is a channel that's getting people massive sums of money every single day, every week for over a year. If you need money, this is the channel, and this is the channel that everyone's referring their friends to. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The link is under the video. I'll be excited for you to become a Purple Hawk or Purple Power or Calcino VIP. Meantime, if you've not signed in for those LALATE alerts, you need to do so totally free. It's at news.lalate.com in the link in the description of this video. Put your name and email address in and then watch for that confirmation email. Over 1,000 of you are still pending in confirmation because you haven't clicked the blue button. Then you're confirmed, and then you get it like this. You can get your alerts anywhere you are on the road, whether you have your shirt on or you have your shirt off. Let's get to those monthly stimulus checks. Senate versus House, House versus Senate. Who wants to give you a stimulus check? House Ways and Means wants you to have a monthly stimulus check, and they want it to be monthly, but they don't say the amount, and they do not say the number of months. Then we have AOC and Omar calling for a $2,000 monthly, but they don't say the number of months. We have the American petition signed by nearly 4 million Americans. These aren't legislators. These are Americans, citizens, and they're calling for $2,000 a month. We have the senators, Democrats. We have Warren, Wyden, and Sanders calling for a monthly, but they don't say the number of months or the amount. More about Bernie in a second. And then the one that's captivated a country has been the House bill. Detail on this channel for over 6 months. That is pandemic plus 1 year monthly stimulus check. which the first month only would be $2,000. They're $1,000 thereafter. Minimum payout $12,000 to $13,000 for that first year. And there you go. I think you have an opinion. Vote House of Senate, House of Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from this Labor Day, and tell me how the weather is. It's been spectacular along the coast in Santa Monica. You saw me recording live on location yesterday, maybe today as well, as again, just different hairstyle. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent, you get the fourth stimulus check. Single individuals, 75,000 or less, Democrats represent, you get one. Married couple, 150,000 or less, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, wearable benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Broadcast media never asks a single senator or House member, are they giving you an MSC, monthly stimulus check? Other YouTube channels never pick up the phone and care to ask any senator or staffer, are they giving you an MSC? This channel did. And in the final 15 minutes of this video, you'll hear from the number one guy on the number one committee with the only bill that's at issue, your recon, about those MSCs. It's a world exclusive. You're only hearing from this channel because this is the channel that has in-depth, accurate reporting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stay to the final 15 minutes of this video. But first, let's get some money because you understand how I deliver the news here. Truthfully, honestly, and bluntly, there is no fourth stimulus check to land in your hand next week. But you need money. We all need money. You needed money last week, and there was no fourth stimulus check last week. Well, guess what's paying right now? It's third stimulus, and it's paying a fortune. Yeah, there was a $14 stimulus check, but as soon as it became a law, I said there's a lot of other money for you. And let's go over the incredible sums of money it is. It's for rent, it's for utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities, and other sums of money, which I'm going to get to right now. Get a pen and paper ready. And if I go too fast, you can always replay this video, just pull it back. Well, we had one viewer which a week ago gave us the incredible inspiration. He got $80,000 from this channel in less than 7 days. He started the week with zero. By the middle of the week, he was one of 3 viewers last week who was at $40,000, but he didn't stop at 3 items. He got 7 items. That's 7 phone calls, 7 different places. He got $80,000. He has an incredible update as his neighbors have now gotten $100,000 in less than 1 week, since last week. I'm going to go over his incredible story starting right now. His name is Johnny. And I got to tell you, his story is not unusual. It's a very common story on this channel. This is what I do. I get people money. This is what this family does here. We cash enormous sums of checks. You found the channel. You need to subscribe. You need to become a member. You need to tell people about this channel. This is the channel where people are getting big sums of money. This is the game-changing channel right here. So Johnny got this is last week, got $12,000 to Snap. He got $10,000 EIDL. He got his tax refund of $1,800. He got housing from 2 places, $21,000 in one place, $25,000 in another place. He got $9,000 of utilities. He got $50 a month for internet and phone, bringing his grand total to $79,800. If you think that sounds like an incredible sum of money, I'm going to show you one viewer in a second who got $100,000. But guess what? I love Johnny's update today. You're hearing for the first time on Afternoons LA. This is Johnny's update a week later. Guess what he did? He went and told his friends about this channel. You're going to see other people who've done that as well in this video. Immediately their reaction was, you got 80,000? Yeah, right. That was their reaction because they've been sort of brainwashed by bad reporting of broadcast media that third stimulus is just $1,400 stimulus check. There's nothing else in there. Well, what's the other trillions of dollars? I don't know. This channel knows what the other $1 trillion. It's your money. And so Johnny actually admits that just like you've been reporting, this is what he says, just like you've been reporting about, I've been talking to you about my friends and family. And as of today, I've helped 5 friends save their homes and put food on their table, and 3 and more. Then he pauses. And I love this sentence. Listen to the sentence. He says, 3 family members thought I was full of it. Hello. Seen that, done that. I had that in January. When I told you $14 stimulus check, but I can get you $14,000, people looked at me like, excuse me? But I'm like, it's a stimulus package. There's more than just a check in there. Really? Well, what is it? And now you see that people are not getting $14,000 from this channel. They're getting $80,000 like Johnny. So he actually said his own family members thought he was, yeah. I want to pass the censors. I don't want to say something wrong. Thought that he was not being honest to them. Till they started getting the money. They didn't believe him till they started getting the money. And then they got Snap because it was a, quote, Snap. He actually writes that. And oh my God, here you go. Two family members got $41,500 for Snap. And then the other one got $57,600. I'm just reading this another way just right now. I was adding that up, 41 plus 57, but maybe he means two got 41. So either he got, at the people at that table, either 100,000 or he got them 150,000. I don't know. It's one of those two numbers. Both of them is a lot. In 1 week, one viewer told other people in his family, and they went from either 0 to 100 or 0 to 150,000, because he said two members got 41,000, whether that's 41 and 41, and then the other one got 57. It's a lot. It's over $100,000 that just one viewer got someone else by telling them to watch this skit. Boy, then he says, I've been telling others, this has been awesome to see others stop stressing about bills. Your channel has helped so many others and myself tremendously. You're such a godsend. Purple Hawks, Purple Powers. I love it. Thank you, Johnny. Keep me updated. And John, if you're watching, I want to know if it's two people that got 41,000 or just one, because that's either 100,000 or 150,000 you did. Incredible job, Johnny. Let's look at the money for rent. This money is real. Thank you for Sandy and Rob. They sent that very nice message overnight. They got money for rent. Congratulations, Sandy and Rob. Let's look at the numbers for rent, because any dollar helps. But here is the numbers that people are getting for rent. Over $20,000. Look at this. You want this money. Purple Hawk, Purple Power. Look at this money. Then we saw Johnny at $9,000 for utilities. Yeah, so you see the utilities numbers are going up higher. We're seeing the rent at over $20,000, but then the utilities are going higher. Let's look at the Snap. Wow, as Johnny says, is a Snap to get Snap. But look at Johnny's numbers for Snap. So Johnny's numbers are $41,000 and $57,000 for Snap. So you see these numbers are going very high. These are going very, very high. And then when we look at the combo, my goodness, there's Nancy at 32,000 about 3 weeks ago, Nisi at 23,000, and Mark at 32,000. But guess what? Mark has 4 wonderful stories, and Mark's story starts sort of like Johnny's, which was Mark told his friend about this channel as well. And Mark's friend went from 0 to $20,000 of rent in less than 5 days. A week ago today, same story. Chanan, a Purple Hawk, told her friend about this channel. She says, I told my friend about you, LALATE, and she went on, and now she's addicted to you. She got $9,000 for rent, number 1. $5,000 for utilities, number 2. And $6,000 a year for Snap. Number 3, that's $21,000. You rock, LALATE. There we go. 2 people in less than 1 week, in addition to Johnny, whose friends got $21,000 or $20,000 from watching his channel. What else did Mark do? Well, for 3 days on camera, 5 days on camera, I said to Mark, I'll get Snap, because it's a Snap, as Johnny said. And Mark got Snap. He got Snap in less than 5 days. Number 3, Mark now inspires us, and Johnny does as well, because Johnny got 7 items. We're not going to get 1 item from this channel. We're not going to get 7 items. And I know why I'm hitting this really hard is because Force Stimulus is going to have a lot of different checks in there for you. So it's not going to be a one-check situation for Stimulus. There could be upwards of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 checks in there. And that's why you need to get at least 1 check under this third stimulus so you know how to do this. Johnny's understanding the importance of skill set. Skill set means you've learned the information from watching me, but you've also applied it and you've done it. Because when you get to 4 stimulus, there's going to be several checks. You're going to pick up the phone. Johnny picked up the phone for 7 items. Mark did that as well. So Mark got that Snap. What did Mark get for Snap? He got $19,000, bringing his grand total of this channel to over $50,000. And boy, that is not the ceiling. Let's look at Mark's incredible success story. My goodness. He got $50,000, but you're going to see more about Mark in just a second. And then there's Lorraine, who got over $105,000, because this is what we do. This is LALATE. If you just found this channel, this is what I've been doing since day 1. This has never been the calendar checking channel. That's a calendar Colleen. You met her this weekend, did you? She says, when? It's September. It's September. And you met the whens yesterday. They're fascinating. They just say when all the time. When? We've never been this. We've more been the how channel, because since day 1, I've been getting people big sums of money. The EIDL grant and EIDL loan was approved by Congress last year on the first stimulus. People had applied, and they were not getting approved. So I launched this channel for that specific purpose, to get them approved. Their applications were locked, and what I call the 330, the 331, the 484 tax. If you're a viewer back then, you knew the magic I was delivering. I was getting hundreds of thousands of dollars of applications approved on the hour. I got $25 million of loans approved for this channel and grants, saving people's homes, their business, and their employees' homes. It was real. Then 3 days later, something else was going live. It was called PUA, and people needed assistance doing this very confusing application that no one had heard of because it had just gone live on April 28th in some states. Other states were delayed for several months. I needed to guide viewers how through that process. And I got viewers like Eileen Bellicamp out of Florida, $15,000 for that PUA. Kevin Lee out of Texas. A lot of people remember all my PUA videos helping them get that money. Then, in fall, December 2020, there was no second stimulus coming. We were told about it, but it was not coming. I said, you need money. I'm going to get you money right now, $250,000. I got viewers like Tyrone out of Boston got $15,000 for rent. It's exactly like now. I'm laying it on thick for a very clear message. There is no first forced stimulus check coming this week. No forced stimulus check coming last week. This money, third stimulus, is available right now. It's a fortune. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to get it right now. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners utilities, and homeowners SNAP. I got a lot of money to get you. This is all available for you. And yes, it's Johnny says, it's like a SNAP. Let's go over some introductory remarks. Number one, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So each place you need to reach out to. Don't reach out to one and just stop. Number 2, each place has different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. Number 3, it's important to understand that every state was given the same amount of money from the federal government. Number 4, you may have to make several different calls. You saw Johnny made 7 phone calls to get 7 items. Every place has their own pot of money. All right, here we go. These are the 6 places you're going to start to call initially. Your city hall, your city house authority. 2, your county hall, your county house authority. 4, and your state hall and your state house authority. 6, and the key words you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance because of COVID, or utility assistance because of COVID. That's all you do. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Tucker Carlson's rationality. They don't understand that. Yeah, they don't watch them either. And there you go. And if you got money for rent and utilities, post in the live chat right now. The next pot of the money is the SNAP. And you see, it is literally a SNAP. If you have never gotten SNAP, you need to get it right away because it pays a lot. You saw viewers are getting these sums of money. But Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, Gail, got it as well. Johnny got, I think, got $60,000. Mark got $19,000, but Mark's $19,000 will now be worth $25,000. What happened? Department of Agriculture announced 2 Mondays ago that everyone's benefits are going up an average of 25% lifetime automatically starting in October. Oh my God, it's incredible, great news. So there you go, get that SNAP. And if you're on SNAP, your benefits are getting increased. The next spot of the money is money coming back from the states. If you got that SNAP as well, post in the live chat right now. The federal government has ordered the states to return to you back to your unemployment benefits where they had overpaid you due to computer error. Well, now that is your money to keep. One of you got $30,000, another of you got $5,000, and it's great news. The federal government has also ordered the states to upgrade the computer systems. Perfect timing, because last week Microsoft announced the upgrade of Windows 10 to Windows 11. Great news for the states, which are still running Windows 1910. The version when you sort of rub 2 sticks together to turn on the computer. Just a little out of date. And the next pot of the money is the refund check coming back from the federal government for that 2020 taxes you paid unemployment benefits on. I said that again. I reversed it. The taxes you paid unemployment benefits on. Yeah, it makes no sense. The unemployment benefits you paid taxes on. Yeah, it's reversed, sort of like Nancy's hairstyle. So there you go. Mark got it, Michael got it, Todd got it. And it pays a lot. The average payment is anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400, but we have some viewers getting $2,000. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. I launched this channel to get people money, not to track money, not to hang out with the whens that just sort of say when all the time. You met them yesterday. Did you meet them? Yeah, I think you met them. When? You met them yesterday. When? You met them yesterday. The whens, they just say when all the time. When? I launched this channel to get people money now, not when. And we've been doing it since day one. But if you're in the live chat, post a success story for rent, utilities, food, or internet because it really helps other people. It inspires them. A lot of people need inspiration to pick up the phone and call because you know how to use a telephone. You can do this. Absolutely. I have faith in you. A lot of people need inspiration. So post a success story. Number one, you inspire people. Number two, they realize the sums of money are a lot of money. This is not $10, as Johnny reveals. He got two people at that dining room table that didn't believe him at the beginning of the week. $50,000 for one person and $45,000 for the other person. He got $100,000 in 1 week just by saying, "Go do this, I'm telling you." And they didn't believe him at first. Now they got $100,000, just two of them. Number 3, the incredible news is that a lot of people never heard of these things. Johnny's people at that table never heard of Snap. A lot of people have never heard of these things. And imagine now those people will be getting a 25% increase on that starting October. And that's lifetime. This channel is changing people's lives forever. And you can as well. So post your success story right now. The next pot of the money, going back to those unemployment benefits, are landing by direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. It's 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting and the tax return you're getting back, and also reveal the ingredients list to the Michatini. Oh, I don't want to see that. I know it's the red, white, and blue, but you know, come on. I don't have red lobster sauce on top of a white $12 ice cream. No, and I don't want to know what the blue is either. Can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of this video, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. Your 4 stimulus recon is a done deal. Let's go over all the incredible details of this starting right now. Last week, not this week, but the week before that, the Democratic caucus passed a 4 stimulus recon procedural, and it's a done deal. Ron Klain, who is the president's chief of staff, appeared on broadcast media Sunday morning to talk about the situation. Specifically, the question was exactly what you thought the question would be. What about that Joe Manchin op-ed that was in the Washington Post? And Ron Klain sounded like he had watched this channel. He repeated literally back to them what I've been saying to you right now. Number 1, the recon's passed. So what are you asking me about? The recon procedural's passed. He calls it the framework. I call it he calls it the recon framework. I call it the recon procedural. He says pass. So why are you even asking me that question? Number 2, the tone of the questioning was, well, it sounds like maybe he doesn't like it because you're raising tax, because we're raising the national debt. We're not raising the national debt in the recon. We already did this 5 weeks ago. Yeah, in fact, I showed you the graphic. Remember when the president was overseas doing that global minimum corporate tax rate? Yeah, that thing I talk about later in this video. That's when the president got everything in the recon covered by raising taxes. And he specifically dropped the tax rate for Joe Manchin from what the president had proposed, I think it was 28% to 25%. So Ron Klain sort of laughed us off like I did, which is like, come on. We all know what this is. It's just political grandstanding by Joe. Not this Joe, the other Joe. The politicians like publicity. They want to get a book deal. And I don't blame them. But Ron Klain said, you know, who cares? This is a done deal, signed, sealed. So let's go over the incredible details of this starting right now. What's important to understand is that the first, second, and third stimulus recon was this small. This one is this big. And what's great news about this is it's all checks for the American people. All checks for the American people. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon and getting it into the bipartisan. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go, says a conservative publication, confirming reporting. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. There you go. In other words, the bipartisan made the recon passable. Now, how do I know these things? Because this channel reports news months before it happens. And months ago, in July and June, I reported to you that all the Democratic senators, all of them, had met with the president and Ron, and also the House Democrats as well, to agree upon doing a recon. And they agreed to do a recon and a price tag of $3.5 trillion and checks from the American people, and paid for it by U.S. taxes. And this is incredible great news because guess what? The recon was birthed. And when they called it for a vote 2 weeks ago, it was a done deal. And that is how it happened. And that's why going into those negotiations, Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat of Minnesota, and Representative Richie Torres said, we need a recon that goes as big as balls we want it. And she said, we need a larger recon. That's why after they agreed upon the price, the president said, watch the recon. Everything that I want in that recon is progressive priorities. Checks from the American people. Now, something you're only hearing on this channel, and you're certainly only hearing it at this time of the day, is that the way the legislators do the recon, and now the recon substantive, which is next up, is they agree upon the provisions in chatting amongst themselves, and then they go right, and then they go vote. Some people think they vote and then they start to negotiate. No. They negotiate before they put pen to paper. Then they agree upon what they're doing. Then they write down what they agreed to, and then they vote on the thing they already agreed to. So let's go over all the incredible details of this recon and the bipartisan starting right now. We have two paths, and the path number one is recon, and the second path is bipartisan. What recon, also called bipartisan, recon, also called reconciliation, also called budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion. All checks for the American people, also called the Democratic Spending Plan or the Progressive Social Reform Plan. Bipartisan, not your money, roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. 3 bills we had to do last week. We only have 2 left. Recon procedural, as Ron said, we did the recon framework or recon procedural. That was done 2 weeks ago. So now we're on to recon substantive, and then we do bipartisan. Let's go to what the difference is between recon procedural and recon substantive. Recon procedural, the framework, done deal. Price tag $3.5 trillion, done. And that the money will be split up among the committees this way, $10 here, $20 there. So what's recon substantive? This is what they're doing right now, and Ron confirmed my reporting, more about this in a second, that the committees right now are battling over how to spend the money, the terms and conditions. Now, Labor Day weekend, sure. Week going into Labor Day, sure. Week after Labor Day, sure. What have the Democratic caucus members been doing all week long and all Labor Day weekend long? They've been in town, number one. And number two, they've been negotiating over the provisions of the recon substantive. I need to make this very, very clear because I know what conservative media is going to do next week, saying everyone's out of town, gone, not doing anything for you, and it's going to blow up and it's not going to pass. They're in town and they're negotiating the provisions. In fact, Chuck Schumer confirms that he's talking to Bernie Sanders 4 to 5 times a day, every single day this week. Ron said on broadcast news today, Sunday, that the Democrats have been negotiating all weekend long on these provisions, and they were negotiating last week. And we have Ron Wyden, that's what, the 4th person in the equation, because Bernie Sanders as well, that said, we're doing this right now, the negotiations, because we have a lot of stuff in September. So this is key, and it's key for you because this is the point at which you got to push. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it in the bipartisan, and by calling the vote on the recon procedure on a pass. That letter was signed by Jalopal, but also co-signed by nearly 100 Democrats who wrote the president a letter saying we're putting monthly forced stimulus checks to the forced stimulus recon. Wow, can we top that? Yes, 7 members of that House Ways and Means Committee recently wrote the president a letter saying we're putting monthly forced stimulus checks to the forced stimulus recon. There they are. We also have the House bill, $1,000 a month. Then we have AOC and Omar calling for it. We have Warren, Wyden, and Sanders. Everyone is talking about a monthly stimulus check. Everyone. The only people not is conservative media. Yeah. So if that's who you watch, they're never going to be talking about a stimulus check. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking that global minimum corporate tax rate out of the recon and putting it somewhere else. And this is very important because that's what really Ron was talking about, Chief of Staff to Joe Biden on broadcast media this morning. That says, hey, we're paying for this recon with that thing. We're raising the global minimum corporate tax rate. We're raising corporate tax rates. We're not raising your taxes. We're going after corporate Fortune 500 companies, 55 of them that have never paid a penny in corporate taxes and owe the federal government hundreds of billions of dollars of corporate taxes. We're going after them and getting them to pay for this recon. And that's why it's going to pass. And can we top that? Yes. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over all the incredible details about that MSC, that multiple stimulus check. You're only hearing on this channel. This is why this channel is so unique. I'm focused on getting you money. As Johnny shows, he got 2 of his family members over $100,000 in 7 days. I'm focused on delivering you world exclusives, as I will show you in a second, Bernie Sanders on those MSCs. I'm focused on delivering you the accurate information before it happens, as I'm going to show you what's happening with unemployment benefits as well. And with that, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back in 60 seconds as Afternoons LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now live from Santa Monica on this big afternoon's LALATE Labor Day weekend. How's the weather where you are? Tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over that MSC, that monthly stimulus check, and why the #1 guy in DC wants you to have it. We'll go over all the deal provisions and why you need to get behind this. Then we go to the details about what's happening with those unemployment benefits. We'll be going over a little bit about this stimulus, and we'll be heading over to the details about those 4 stimulus checks. All those details and more. And with that, make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Meantime, if you've not signed up for those LA alerts, you need to do so. It's in the description of this video. Go to news.la.com or the description of this video. Put your name and email address in, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Here it is, and there is that wonderful alert. And then you'll be set and ready to get those alerts when things happen. And with that, let's cut to the details about what's happening with unemployment benefits. First off the bat, Klan was asked, Joe Biden's chief of staff was asked this morning, what about those unemployment benefits? The short answer was the president's not going to be changing anything. What's at issue? Unemployment benefits will be, enhanced unemployment benefits will be expiring this coming week. The federal government has given states the ability to reallocate money given to the states from the federal government under the third stimulus package towards unemployment benefits. That money was originally given for other purposes to the states, and now the federal government said, states, if you want to use that money as reallocation for enhanced unemployment benefits, to extend unemployment benefits, you can. As of the time of this recording, 0 states have agreed to do so. What is my prediction? They're not going to do it. These are states that would rather have the money for themselves and give the money to you. So I do not believe that enhanced unemployment benefits will be extended by any state on a state level. And I do not believe that the federal government is going to do anything to, as in terms of like executive order at all for these unemployment benefits. I just don't think it's going to happen. Number 2, the eviction moratorium, as you know, last week was ruled unlawful on a federal level, but the great news is a lot of states are stepping up on this one. In contrast to the unemployment benefits, a lot of states are stepping up to extend the eviction moratorium. In 2 different levels, you need to look at the state and the county and the city. Some cities have it, some counties don't, some states don't. For example, Santa Monica City has it. LA County doesn't have it. California State doesn't have it, if I'm getting my places right here. New York State does have it. There's other cities that are doing this sort of differently as well, where the city has it but not the county. And some places are doing it all the way out to January. Some are doing them to September, the end of September, and reassessing it as well. This is why this channel is so important right now. Because I can get you money for rent, food, internet, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, SNAP. I can get you this money right now. You need to milk this channel for every dollar it can get you right now. Because in many places there may not be an eviction moratorium. Unemployment benefits are stopping. And then there simply is no 4th stimulus check landing this week. Now, the fifth stimulus is heating up, and that fifth stimulus raises your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits. I'll be detailing that a little bit more on Evenings LA because the running time is currently a little bit long at the moment. But with that, let's cut to the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. Your fourth stimulus recon is a done deal because the recon procedure will pass, meaning that one, there will be a recon. Number two, it'll have a price tag of $3.5 trillion, and it'll all be checks for you. Now, what's confirmed in that recon so far is the application-based checks. Those are checks where you pick up the phone and call. Some of the provisions that are proposed in that fourth stimulus recon are the following, so you understand what an application-based check is. Checks for farmers, checks for free internet, checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for seniors like dental, vision, and healthcare. Then we have checks for free school meals for all, checks for cheaper prescription, and checks for tax breaks as well. Now, you notice those topics in there, like dental, vision, internet. IRS can't send you a check for that because they don't know anything about your teeth or your internet. That's why the money is in committees. And that's why I talk about picking up the phone and getting this money under third stimulus. Because when we get to fourth stimulus, you're going to be doing the same thing. You've been doing this since day one of this channel. You've always been picking up the phone and calling and getting the money. And when we look back at that graphic for the recon procedural, there you go. Money into the committees, not money to IRS. IRS knows nothing about your internet or your telephone or your vision or your dental. It's money that goes to committees, and that once the committees have the money, you're going to pick up the phone and call them and get the sums of money. And this is why people like Johnny's family members are going to do really well. The family members as of this weekend compared to how the family members were last week. Notice how Johnny had to sort of convince them to pick up the phone. Johnny's family members at the table initially said to him, I just never heard of this money. Why would I have to pick up the phone and call them and get this money? Johnny said, you need to pick up the phone and call them and get the money. And imagine how that family members would have been potentially under fourth stimulus. They would have said, isn't it just sort of automatically coming to me? Why have to pick up the phone? Pick up the phone and call and get the money. Okay. And the family members went from $40,000 to $50,000. Same thing under fourth stimulus. You're going to have a lot of items under fourth stimulus. So if you got in 1, 2, or 3 items under third stimulus, you're going to kill it under fourth stimulus. First, second, and third was this big. Fourth stimulus is this big. Imagine viewers who got $20,000, $30,000 under third stimulus. How much money you can get under fourth stimulus? You're going to get a lot. And if you've got 1 or 2 items under third stimulus, get ready to get a lot of items under fourth stimulus. A handful at least. And there you go. Let's cut now to those MSC, monthly stimulus checks. And this is why this channel not only is getting you money, but is also changing history. Because this channel has done several different things with you as a family of Purple Hawks. In fall of 2020, no one wanted to give you a second stimulus check. So I came up with the idea of putting a stimulus check in the continuing resolution. CR for stimulus. People thought I was crazy. That's a very common occurrence here. They thought I was crazy. Stimulus checks don't go in a CR. I said, I don't care. You put the darn thing in there. We pushed and we got it in there. They initially did not want to put it in there. We put it in there. Guess what we've had to battle over the last few months? We've had to battle fake conservative media, which said the recon was never going to pass. It did pass. Then we had to deal with people that said the recon is all roads and bridges. No, that's infrastructure. In fact, Mitch McConnell helped us on this because he kept on referring to the bipartisan as roads and bridges. Then it cleared up the whole situation. We had people saying, okay, the recon is just $3.5 trillion. It's all checks for the children. No, that was third stimulus. Then we had to deal with people saying that the recon was no checks to the American people. Then people understood that. Now we've had to deal with the last hurdle, which is people saying, okay, well, I see it's all application-based checks, but then there's no stimulus checks in there. I turn on my local TV station, some viewers would say, and this local TV station says, there's no stimulus checks in there. This is what we call bad journalism, atrocious journalism, disgusting journalism. In 2020, you would have thought that journalists would have picked up the phone pre-pandemic and asked a source of their situation. Then during the pandemic, you may have given them the slide, say, okay, well, there's a pandemic. Maybe you just couldn't get people on the phone. Well, now it's not an excuse. There are legislators in town, House members and Senate members. Are they picking up the phone and asking them? No. And they're just running stories saying, I haven't heard about a stimulus check because they don't care to pick up the phone and call. So WR, a viewer of this channel nearly 2 weeks ago, picked up the phone and called. Why? Because I told viewers to pick up the phone and call your Democratic senators and urge for an MSC. And who did he speak to? Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, Joe Biden's old confidant's staffer. And the staffer said, yes, Senator Chris Coons is proposing a multiple stimulus check, a monthly stimulus check. Yes, there we go. 1 second on the phone got an answer. You think the broadcast media could have done that? No, they just don't want to do good reporting. So then what happened? Well, last weekend, Bernie Sanders had a statement. But going into that statement, I'll explain to you where your budget bill is located and what that recon is. The recon, the full name of it is the Forced Stimulus Recon or Reconciliation Budget Bill. It's a budget bill. Where's the budget bill done? In the Senate Budget Committee. Yeah, it's sort of obvious. Budget bill in the Budget Committee. And who is the head of the Budget Committee? The chairman of the Budget Committee that does the budget bill, the Forced Stimulus Recon Budget Bill. And what's that guy's name? Bernie Budget Sanders. Bernie Budget Sanders, budget chairman of the Budget Committee that does the budget bill. Oh, just sort of obvious. So who would know about the budget bill? Bernie would. Do you think the broadcast media has picked up the phone and ever asked him? No, of course not. They don't ask him. They don't ask anyone. So what did I say last week? And I said, pick up the phone and call Bernie. Why did I say that? Because Bernie said, pick up the phone and call him. Bernie went on the record last week and said, you know, prior budget chairmen sort of did what they want to do in the D.C. area, but they never really got out amongst the people. I like to get out amongst the people. What does that mean? It means he wants to hear from you. I said, pick up the phone. How many of you picked up the phone at that time? Very few of you. And Lynn Glenn did, and Brother Joshua did, longtime viewer and former volunteer from 2020, picked up the phone and spoke to Bernie Sanders' staffer, professionally, respectfully, and kindly, and said, what's the situation with those MSCs, with those monthly stimulus checks? Can we get those? The staffer said, yes. Bernie Sanders is proposing a monthly stimulus check. In 10 seconds, a viewer of this channel had done something which no broadcast channel with, annual budgets of $5 trillion could have done. Picked up the phone and called. They didn't care to call. They didn't care to give you accurate reporting. This channel gives you accurate reporting. This channel gives you the true scope of the information. And what did that staffer say? Yes, monthly. Yes, number one. Number two, $1,000 to $1,400. Yes, great news. And number three, 3 to 6 months. Yes, this is incredible, great news. There you go. Within a blink of an eye, our answers were settled. Now, the staffer also said that Bernie Sanders will be proposing this if there's support from the American people. There you go. Well, we got this, Purple Power, because this is what we do. This channel was launched with the spirit of Purple Power. Purple Power was birthed last year when I came up with the expression, when I was wearing purple on camera and people were referring to me as Mr. Purple. I said, but you have the purple power. You can do this as well. You can pick up the phone and get that EIDL loan approved. You can get that PUA approved. And that became the expression of Purple Power. But in the next few weeks, it became Purple Power push, 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 where I said, you need to push these legislators to get things done. Bernie Sanders is asking you to support him. You can do this. Pick up the phone and call Bernie Sanders. Call Elizabeth Warren. Call Ron Wyden. If you're on the live chat right now, post right in the live chat. Which of these people have you contacted? Have you contacted Bernie? Have you contacted Warren, Sanders, Wyden, AOC, Omar? Have you contacted any of these people? Did you just send a tweet that took you all of 11 seconds and closed up the computer? Not enough. I'm saying pick up the phone. I'm saying go to his website, write a message. I'm saying go to his Facebook account, send him a message. Send him literally a message. Don't just sort of put something in the air. Just don't send something to the president so that he never sees it. I'm talking contact Bernie directly. Now, let's go over the incredible calculation of this money. When you look at this recon, on the high end of Bernie's numbers, he's literally the same as what the House bill was, which is a longer duration, which takes more money to get the checks. House bill takes 12 months at least to get $13,000 on the base level. At least 12 months to get $13,000. Bernie on the high end at $1,400 at 6 months, that's about $9,000 in less than half the amount of time. Would you rather have $9,000 in half the amount of time or $13,000, which takes you a whole year to get? Vote House of Senate in the live chat. But you need to get behind Bernie. And there you go. A lot of incredible details and a lot of stuff in just one recording. Meantime, this week we found a lot of new cast of characters, and if you missed them, here they were. It's September. Calendar Colleen. She appeared in some of the comments over the weekend. She said, "Did you notice? LALATE is September?" Yeah, I did. Calendar Colleen told me. Then there was her date, Calendar Cod. He jumped into some of the comments. He said, "Whatever happened to July 4th? Whatever happened to July? Whatever happened to August? Did they care about July or August?" Thank you for always looking backwards. Then there's Freedom of Speech Frida, or Freedom Frida, as I call her. She just has a lot of fake facts. Like, Nancy gave herself a raise. Nancy did not give herself a raise. The staffers got raises. Or that Tucker Carlson tells me you're not getting a stimulus check. Yeah, Tucker Carlson also can't even bake a cake. Then we met the Wens. They just say when to everything. How's your weekend? When? How's your weekend? When? When did... I can't do it. I was going to say something, but I'm just not going to say it. So with that, coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. When? Right after this darn video, Wendy. Wendy and Will win. All they ever say is when. And then after that is Evenings LA. When? At 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time. So subscribe. When? Subscribe right now, Wendy. Okay, I already did. Good. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. When? Right this darn minute, Wendy. And stay with LA for more. A lot of exciting news, and it's going to be a big weekend and a big week, so stay with me because, boy, this is not a time to miss the news. This is a time to make the news.